everybody. I am Dr. Praveena Jesuraj. I am a neurologist from Fortis Hospital, Vadapalli. Today I am going to talk about migraine. Migraine, the name is actually derived from a Greek word which is hemicranios, which typifies the typical presentation of migraine, which is a unilateral headache. Headache restricted to only one side of the head, which is seen in around 60 to 75% of the people. So migraine is actually a disease which is seen in the fourth decade of life. That is, it is more prevalent among the age group between 30 to 40 years of life. It is more common among females. It is seen around in 18% of the females, as well as in men it is seen only in 6% of men. In pre-adolescent period, before the onset of puberty, there is an equal prevalence. There is no particular gender difference in the prevalence of migraine. Migraine is of many types. So to start with, there is a migraine either with aura or without aura. And the migraine with aura, an aura is like a symptom which occurs just before migraine. This aura is of different types. Some people experience what is called as they experience flashes of light. It is called as a visual aura. They experience flashes of light in front of their eyes in a particular field of vision of their eyes. These flashes of lights are like the positive symptoms, and these positive symptoms then give away to negative symptoms where they get dark spots in the same areas, and these are called as scotomas. Some people also experience fortification spectra, or there are lines which are seen during this aura. So this is a visual aura. Some people experience a sensory aura. In a sensory aura, the patient gets weird sensations in a particular limb, generally the half of the face and the upper arm. And these weird tingling sensations are sometimes later followed by a decreased sensation. Some people also experience a motor dysfunction of the hand, and wherein they experience a weakness of the limb, or mostly generally the hand or the arm, the entire arm, but there is no paralysis as such. Generally it is just a mild weakness. Then there are some group of people who experience a dysphasic aura, wherein they have a speech disturbance just prior to the onset of the headache. This speech disturbance is in the form of the patient is not able to express what he is thinking, but generally his comprehension or his capability to understand others is preserved during this time. So this is how a migraine is classified: somebody who has experienced an aura and somebody who does not experience an aura and directly develops headache. Migraine is also classified into other kinds, like there is an episodic migraine and there is a chronic migraine. A person with episodic migraine generally experiences around 1 to 3 episodes of migraine in a month. And generally a person who experiences more episodes is generally said to have a chronic migraine. Defining chronic migraine is somebody who experiences around 15 episodes in a month. And in these 15 episodes, at least 8 episodes, he has very severe debilitating headache. So the migraine, like I said, I'm describing what a patient experiences during a migraine. So the patient generally experiences a prodrome, which is a feeling of irritability, lack of concentration. The patient can experience pain in the back of his neck and sleep disturbances. So generally these are what which the person experiences. Followed by this, the patients who experience, sometimes they experience aura or they do not experience an aura. Then followed by this, the patient then starts getting a headache. So the headache of migraine, as I previously said, is unilateral, and it is a throbbing kind of a headache, and it is a very severe and debilitating headache. So a person, when he has this headache, he is not able to carry on with his daily activities. Even daily physical activities, it is a burden to him because it increases the pain. And at this point of time, some of the people also experience photophobia and phonophobia, which is nothing but irritability when the patient is exposed to light or patient is exposed to sounds. Some people also experience something called as an allodynia, wherein they have the sensitivity to being touched. Even a mild touch can be very irritating to them. So these patients with migraine, when they experience the headache, we generally see them curled up in a room, in a dark room, and they try to avoid any kind of stimulus. So this headache can also be accompanied by nausea and vomiting, which becomes difficult because once the patient starts vomiting, they don't even they are not able to take the drugs for decreasing the symptoms of migraine. So these symptoms generally can last between 4 hours to 72 hours. So typically after 72 hours the patient gets relief, but sometimes the symptoms actually prolong more than 72 hours. So when the symptoms prolong more than 72 hours, we say what the patient has got a status migrainosus, which is a severe kind of migraine. Then I also wanted, some people have these queries about whether the migraine is a familial disease. So I would like to say that there is a familial preponderance to migraine. So if you have a first degree relative who has a migraine without aura, then you have a twice probability of having migraine. Similarly, if you have a first degree relative of with a patient with migraine with aura, you have a 4 times increased risk of getting migraine. There is also a familial hemiplegic migraine, wherein it is an autosomal dominant condition, wherein people get weakness of one side of the body along with migraine. People have to understand is the people with migraine have triggers. Like some people are able to identify certain triggers. They generally say that I went out in the sunlight and I started having the headache. So anything which like a change in weather, when the body temperature increases, all these things can trigger migraine. The other triggers include hormonal imbalances in females, as well as when the patient doesn't follow a strict time of eating, when there is a delayed when he eats when he is hungry and he delays his meals. This also can serve as a trigger. Other triggers include lack of sleep and even stress, day-to-day stress. All these are triggers, and alcohol is a trigger for migraine, as well as some people find cheese and chocolates to be triggers for migraine. And there are very few people who identify these triggers, and they have to, in that case, they have to avoid the triggers. I hope this information was valuable to you. If you have any further queries, you can get in touch with me. Thank you.